Good morning, Tommy. We haven't talked to you in a long time. Just generally speaking, wide net here. How has training camp gone, and what makes you think you're ready for your first professional opportunity here?
Yeah, training camp's been awesome so far. I mean, it's super exciting. I mean, it's my rookie season, rookie training camp, and obviously it's not how I would have expected my rookie training camp to go as far as all like the COVID precautions and stuff like that. But, our staff's been doing a great job of keeping us socially distanced and keeping everybody safe. But yeah, no, training camp's been going great, and I'm really excited to get going for the season.
Let's go to Todd Lebo. Go ahead, Todd.
Tommy, we've been asking a lot of questions of players about the social justice issues. You've probably got a unique perspective. As a white guy who's a young guy who hasn't been in the league, what sort of conversations have been like? We heard Coach Madison say a lot of conversations around the lunch tables and stuff you guys are all having. What have you learned? What have you kind of taught people about your upbringing and kind of, getting along with everyone? Has it been eye-opening for you?
Yeah, definitely. The biggest thing for me, I think, is just listening and learning from my teammates. It's always good to step back and learn. And I think that's been something that's been happening a lot, recently. And our vets and team leaders have been doing a great job of, bringing awareness and doing everything we can to start moving forward and create change. So that's something I'm looking forward to, just, keeping the discussions going and just continuing to learn.
Let's go to Harold Kuntz. Go ahead, Harold.
Hey, Tommy. Hope you're doing well, man.
Thank you.
My question is pretty much the same question I've been asking of every player, and that is, you see the news, and it's hard to kind of stay off of social media, but seeing stuff that's happened with, George Floyd, Jacob Blake, and everything that's happened in the past 4 or 5 years. Common expression a lot of people use is how tired they are, how exhausted they are. Yeah. How tired are you, and how exhausted are you of seeing all this in the news?
Well, this is something that's very new to me, and it's something that is, a lot of light's being shed on it now. So I mean, I think it's definitely something that it's sparking, inside of me, that's making me want to go forward and create change and do what I can to help out. But yeah, it's a lot of the stuff going on. It's just it is tiring. I mean, even this short period of time that I've really been seeing it on social media, it's exhausting to see. And, I hate seeing it, and I hate seeing how it, affects my teammates and how it affects their families. And, it's obviously not right. And it's, something that we got to do better at, and we got to change.
Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Tommy, from the outsider's perspective, it seems like the punter's job making the transition from college to the NFL doesn't really change all that much, but you're living it right now. What does change when you make this next step here?
The biggest thing is scheme. In college, we usually have spread punts, but we're using the pro punt formation, so it's just a bit different. I mean, I'm used to having shields and a couple O linemen as blockers, 7 yards in front of me, and now it's a little bit more open. And also, just the speed of the game. Everybody in the NFL is super talented, and they're great players and they play hard. So I think that's the biggest difference, is just talent all across the board. It's just it's tremendous. So it's just just being ready and staying on my toes.
Looks like we've got 2 more. Let's go Adam and then Lynn. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Tommy, how you doing today?
Doing great. You?
Good, thanks. A couple things real quick. First of all, when you got here, obviously the Chiefs had Tyler Newsome as well. What was that like when you heard that the Chiefs had let him go and you were going to be the only guy left here in camp? And number 2, you're going to be playing Baltimore here in a few weeks. If Johnny sticks around, what's that going to be like playing against him for the first time, I think, right? Yeah. And who are your mom and dad going to be rooting for that day, that night?
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess, to take a couple steps back and answer your first question, I mean, nothing really changes for me. I mean, I'm still preparing the same way. I'm still, on my toes, just trying to go out and perform the best I can and just keep getting better every single day. Since, like I said earlier, the NFL is, completely different. And, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can, as fast as I can, and, continuing to progress in everything I can do, whether it's punting or, holding with working on my holding with James and Harrison. So yeah, just trying to continue to move forward there. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens when it comes to Baltimore. I mean, I'm definitely excited for that. I mean, we had a little bit of that back in 2015. I went to Tennessee my freshman year, and we traveled down and we played at Florida. So I got to play against Johnny then. So that was a cool experience. But I'm excited to see what happens. It wouldn't be a bad thing if I saw him on the field, but can't say my parents would go for either of us. I'm not sure. I think they'd be split between them. They're both tremendously supportive. So I don't know. Dad might be in one jersey, mom might be in the other. Who knows?
Len Jennings to close us out. Go ahead, Len.
Hey, Tommy, Dave Toad talked, I think a couple of weeks ago about how you were on his radar during the combine, but he also talked about how he was impressed with you working with James and Harrison. How important has it been for you to work with those guys and developing that relationship and some of the things that you're benefiting from James and Harrison? What did you learn from those guys working with them?
Yeah, that's been the biggest thing, is just learning from them. They're both veterans in the NFL now. They've been super successful in what they do. So it's just sitting back and learning as much as I can when I can. I mean, I talk to James every day about what, stuff that I can do differently when, in punting, and same thing with talking to Harrison, just trying to figure out what I can do to, help him out the most and help him make him the most successful kicker, he can be. So yeah, it's just, it's a process of continuing to learn, like I said, as a rookie. So I'm excited to keep progressing and keep moving forward and, take it into the season.